Hello.
Looking at me for? You guys were whispering before the show even started. What were you whispering about?
Whispering
Talking about
We
like,
were
Autumn said she grilled.
we were talking about dinner.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, but
And
why'd
needed a
you
dinner idea.
whisper? You're like,
outside. I think
Well,
that was
because I
excitement.
didn't want to be talking while we're
while the
getting
thing was
on
up.
air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, but you grilled.
I did.
I would love to hear how many folks are grilling right now that our heat
It
wave
was-
is coming.
I bet a lot of people. I bet if you got
Yeah.
a grill, most people tonight are probably going to try and use it in some, unless it's
It
packed
it
away.
was so nice. I mean, on my car thermometer. So most places were able to get into the 60s, while downtown coming in, the southwest winds being breezy, stayed in the low 50s. So I was in the north towns before coming down here, and of course I'm always looking at my car thermometer. So it said 59 when I was in like the Tonawandas, and then I got downtown, it was 53. So it was a 6-degree jump
Nice.
just because of where the winds are coming from.
I personally am shocked. It's nicer in the north towns. That's crazy.
I
Then
love it.
Buffalo?
I'm joking.
Oh.
Love it.
Team North Towns. As the mayor of the North Towns, it's always
Yes.
a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier in the North Towns. If it's more than 45, 50 degrees, the sunroof is automatically open in my car.
What?
Oh yeah, I drive with the
I have
window.
the windows cracked a little
I
bit.
drive with the windows down. Almost anything over 32. Not like all the way down if it's 32, but 50 degrees, absolutely. At
I
this point
mean-
of the year with the sun outside,
I'll
Like
take
I
it with
said,
the sun.
I fired up the grill. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
does it still work?
What'd you make?
And it did. Just some lemon pepper chicken.
Okay,
chicken
I
breast
was gonna say that's
to eat
you
with
know.
a salad. Yeah.
My dad grilled some ribs on Sunday for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he grilled some ribs. I want to get a smoker
Oh, that's
so
a
I can
fun
learn
one.
how to smoke,
Yeah,
and I'll do that year round.
yeah. Would you?
I'll do that.
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Oh, I absolutely will.
I think it's time to get a nicer grill. We have a grill that we got when we were married, and it was on our registry, I believe, and somebody got it for us, and it served its purpose. But you can't control the temperature on the grill. It's one of those things where, it, like, you get the flame, you almost have to manually light the flame, and then
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, it's either really, really high or it's off. Those are really the
Yeah.
only options.
Yeah.
So I do think I would like a nice new grill. I don't want one of those Blackstones though. Those seem like too much work.
Oh, I need one.
Really?
That's one of my goals.
Well,
I
a
want-
goal-
you
it's a very
know-
attainable goal.
Yeah,
I think that you
it's
can
one of my
get one.
goals. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Though
it.
Season
I want to
it
do.
and
I want to
like-
do like hibachi.
Yeah, well, you can do all that stuff
Yeah.
on there,
I'll do
but yeah,
hibachi.
that to me it seems.
I do some awesome summer breakfasts on it. It's what
Oh,
I
do you have
what I
one?
would think. No, but that's
Uh-huh.
what I would do if I did.
If I
have
did
with
have
you.
one, yeah.
I'm with you.
It's good to have goals that are achievable, guys.
Yeah.
It sounds
We're
like we all
thinking, we're
just
like,
want to
how
have
can
a,
we get outside?
a
We
good
just need to
iron, yeah.
be outside.
Yeah.
So I did something interesting yesterday with the family. And I did something interesting. Chef Darian, he does private cooking family lessons.
Nice.
yeah.
And my daughter's birthday is the 16th, and my husband's birthday is the 18th. So I combined them, and we
love
all went
that.
and cooked as a family last night.
Oh, that's
How
adorable.
nice.
They had no clue.
They had no clue how
They
to
had
cook, or
What
they had
did
no
you
clue.
guys
They had
what was
no
happening?
clue what
make?
we were doing. No clue. We made. We started out with his ceviche. Ceviche is so good. The ceviche. My son Isaiah and Brooklyn made. It was like a balled up mashed potato, and it was
Okay.
fried.
Okay.
So they did the mashed potatoes. Gabby and Jemiah did the lava cake and creme brulee,
Cool.
and Isaiah did the steak too. And then James worked. I think James just worked on salmon cakes.
Wow, that's fancy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
yeah.
a lot of stuff.
It was like a 4-course.
Was it unbelievable?
It was amazing.
Yeah. Did they enjoy it?
They did. Like everybody was like, number one, we had no clue. They would have never suspected it because they've never been to the plating society before.
Okay.
I haven't
So
either.
when they
No,
walked in, they were
neither.
just like, what? We all had our own, what are they called?
Aprons?
Yes, aprons. There we go. My brain is just done today.
I got
But
it.
we had aprons, and it was fab. It was fun. We had games where we did like would you rather's over dinner to talk
Yeah, yeah.
through stuff, and it was a great time.
I can't believe you were able to make all of that within a dinner. Like I would think it would take me 3 days to make everything that
well,
you
we were there
said.
until like 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were there until like 8:30, but it was about the the making of the
Oh,
meal
of
and coming
course.
together, and we had Michael Jackson playing in the background, and everybody's dancing to Mike. It was so much fun.
That's
It
incredible.
sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
good time.
That's incredible.
It
What was
was-
the best thing?
I don't know. I would say the steak, the ceviche and the steak.
Okay.
I love a good ceviche.
What is ceviche?
It's like a Caribbean. I know you can get it, you get it the best in the Caribbean, but it's like shrimp, scallop. Some people put fish in it, and then it's like a vinaigrette type deal where you do like the lemon, the lime, a little bit of oil,
Uh-huh.
tomatoes. He put oranges in his orange slices for the citrusy, and it was like fresh. And then we cooked plantain chips
Okay.
to eat it with.
Wait, is this like warm or cold?
It's cold.
It's
Yeah.
it's like a fish salsa
Fish
Yes.
salsa?
Yes, that's exactly. Yep. Yep.
or a
Interesting.
seafood. I don't know.
As somebody
Yeah.
who's never had ceviche, or
Isn't it
fish salsa,
usually? Is it?
it's a little intimidating to
Yeah.
me.
Isn't it
It's a
usually?
little intimidating.
It's usually raw, right?
No. Oh, yeah, I've
Aren't
never.
there?
I
I
won't
think
eat
there's
the
some
raw.
raw. Yeah.
I won't eat the raw. But this was, yeah, it's raw fish mostly. That's what Connie says. Yeah.
Connie says it's
I've
raw
never
fish.
had a raw. I don't want to eat raw fish.
Uh-huh.
But this was cooked.
I'm so out on scallops. I think they're so like I just don't
That's
see them.
because you haven't had the right scallops.
I just don't understand. One, they're very expensive, right?
It
They're usually
depends.
very
It
expensive.
depends.
I
They
don't
catch it on sale.
understand why they're so expensive for something that's so small. Like I would rather have a piece of fish than 4 scallops that are what the size of a silver dollar or something.
I mean, it's the same with caviar. You know where that stuff comes from, and it's
I
expensive.
don't eat caviar.
Like that's
People
A little
actually, I
crazy.
thought caviar was just what you got on a first class plane. I didn't really think that people like at home eat
Oh,
caviar.
all the time.
yeah.
all the time people eat
I
caviar.
don't. I don't.
Other people do. Isn't it like
Yeah.
$40 for one of those little hockey puck size things?
I
of
would love to
caviar?
know if any of you eat caviar.
No,
I've seen
people
it on
don't
the
eat
Real
that.
Housewives. They put
you
it
can
out
get it
like
in a can.
salsa,
Normal
and
people
they
don't eat that.
You can get canned caviar.
Sure, in like probably
And get sick.
really, really nice, rich neighborhoods.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to a break. We'll be right back. I've always seen it at the grocery store, but I've never purchased it. I've tried it once. A friend
I don't think I ever tried it.
a friend ordered
What,
it.
caviar?
Yeah, a friend had it at a restaurant as like an appetizer on top of something, and it was good. It was not like I feel like the first time I want to have caviar is if I'm on like a really nice flight, because then it's like
I
you're
don't-
on a flight.
Caviar is fish eggs, right?
Yeah, fish eggs.
I'll pass.
Champagne and
It's-
caviar on a nice flight. I feel like I'm on one of those like YouTube
No,
videos.
champagne
I
and
will-
fish eggs.
I will
$25,000
take
$25,000
the
flight.
champagne all day, every day.
Champagne and fish
the
eggs.
caviar, I will pass.
I was telling them yesterday out on the studio. I haven't had a drink in like 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just I like for no reason.
Well,
For no
didn't you
reason.
start
nothing
with
like set it off. But I
didn't you
just-
start with dry January? Is that what
yeah,
it's called?
yeah.
Mhm.
And then I was like, okay, and this was my master plan. And shout out to the Bills for not letting this happen. So I remember we were in Kansas City for the AFC Championship game, late January, and we were just talking at dinner one night, and everybody's drinking, and they're like, "You're not gonna get something to drink?" I was like, "No, I'm not in the mood." And they're like, "Well, like if they win and you go to New Orleans for 9 days for work, you're not gonna have anything to drink at all?" And I was like, "No, maybe if they like win." Like that night, you go to the bar and like you know
yeah,
probably
after it's over.
probably get after. So then it just never they lost, and I never had booze. So I'm
Well,
gonna-
Howard says probably because you were drunk most of the summer during the Bills season.
Oh, well, Howard, we'll see. This will end before we get to training camp, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't miss it though. I don't miss it at all. I have not in the last 2 months or 3 months, whatever it's been. Like, oh, I wish I could have something to drink. I just don't care. I don't know why.
You got used to
Well,
it.
I also think there is a bigger following for non-alcoholic drinks. There's sections in the liquor store that are all NA now, and it's becoming
Really?
bigger and bigger. Yeah, they do like a whole bunch of mocktails and
Oh,
all
yeah,
sorts
yeah,
of
yeah.
all
Yeah,
sorts
yeah,
of fun drinks that aren't
I'm not being rude.
full of liquor.
Not being rude. I'm just looking at my phone to make sure that nothing's happening with the Bills because
Yes.
we're kind of in that window right now with free agency and everything. So I'm just trying to.
What is happening?
I see. I have no idea
Stay
what's
up on top
happening.
of
I'm
it.
like, that's what they're
Oh,
doing now.
Well, there's some
Things are
stuff that's
moving.
happening.
What? Yeah. So
Some nice guy left, right?
Matt Collins. Matt Collins. nice guy.
Some nice guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think like likable or something.
Yes,
like
yeah.
people
Yeah.
liked
Yeah.
him here.
Fan favorite.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk
Yeah,
about it in 30
Yes,
seconds.
please.
Will
yeah.
we talk about it in 30 seconds? I don't know. This freaking thing.
Solara
is
says,
shit.
"Congrats, Matt."
Oh, thanks, Solara. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It doesn't. I mean, that's very kind of you to say. It doesn't feel like an accomplishment because it's not difficult. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
You don't give yourself credit anyway, though.
no, but I mean like it's legit. I promise. I would tell you if it was.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. So we're going to talk about the Bills, right?
Yeah,
Stuff that's
so
going on.
right now is
yeah.
kind of in this window when NFL free agency, it doesn't officially begin until tomorrow, but teams can start negotiating with free agents. That started on yesterday. So that's a really convoluted way of saying teams can start talking to players, and then tomorrow they can officially announce the move. So for free agent players, players that are no longer under contract, some of them come back, some of them head elsewhere. The big one yesterday was Matt Collins, the wide receiver. People loved
We
Matt Collins in Buffalo.
do.
Well, he plays for the Patriots now, or is going to play for the Patriots now. So he's going to the division rival, New England Patriots. So that's kind of what's happening. The Bills are getting a couple new players, and they're going to let certain guys go.
Well,
and
Cook
it's
is
just-
gone.
No.
He's not?
No. See,
So,
this is
hold
I'm
on.
asking.
no, he's
I'm
not, and
asking.
he's under contract, so he's not going anywhere.
So with
he
Matt
wants a new
Collins-
contract, but he's not. Well, he might get one, but
Oh,
he's not like his contract doesn't expire.
What
So
about Vaughn?
Vaughn is gone for right now, but they might bring him back. That's a little bit more complicated.
So with the Collins thing,
uh-huh.
was it
Collins, not Collins?
Collins?
Yeah, Collins.
Collins.
I'm with you, Autumn. I got
Sorry.
you.
Yeah.
So with him,
Mhm.
was it to make space? Did they trade for somebody? Like, what was the move?
Probably that another team was willing to pay him more. So it would be like if our contract was up and you wanted to go work
Okay,
somewhere
so
else,
it
someone
wasn't
would
because
pay you
it
more.
benefited us. It was just
No,
he
it wasn't
had
because it was
he had-
benefit. Yeah. It
So
was
the
just 'cause-
fan favorite that he was so Buffalo was like, see ya Buffalo.
Yeah, exactly. After
Okay.
1 year.
Oh, don't be like
1 year.
that.
Listen, it's all a business. Yeah, everybody, you can't get hurt about it. Hey, it was
No, I'm not
business.
hurt
He
about
was
it.
going to make more money. It's 1 year, and now he's gone.
I mean, think about
Right,
it from
yeah.
just a life standpoint. I always try and put myself in their position in a lot of instances.
Mhm,
He has already won. So he's already won a Super Bowl. He did it in Philadelphia. So a lot of people, all they do is they chase that one thing. I want to be a Super Bowl champion. I
Yeah,
want to win a
yeah,
Super
yeah.
Bowl. Totally get that. And a lot of people shape their entire career off that notion. He has already won. So his career after winning a Super Bowl, in my opinion, should be about one, finding a place where your family is comfortable, or two, getting a bag of money, a big bag of money. So you know what he got yesterday? He got like a two-year, $10 million contract. If the Bills were offering him, let's say, $6 million, $4 million over 2 years is a life-changing amount of money for someone who has made a substantial amount of money, but not somebody who is Josh Allen getting $330 million.
that's crazy.
So when you think about $4 million over 2 years, like I have a hard time faulting somebody for leaving or not staying
right,
when
right.
that much money is at stake. I mean, that is a ridiculous, that is generational wealth for you and for
Yeah.
your family. And when you got a family, you know, you want to make sure they're taken care of.
Are we afraid though? Because I mean, they had a good season.
Yeah. The Bills? You
Yeah.
were afraid of the Bills?
No, like are we afraid of what certain people leaving? Because I mean, I
Uh,
mean, it takes time for a team to form.
Yeah. But
Their
I don't,
groove.
I don't think anybody so far has left that has made it will make a substantial. Matt Collins would be the biggest one so far, but I do feel like the players that they have brought in, there's only a few of them, should outweigh the players that they have let go. I mean, obviously that's what you're always trying to do, right? You're trying to keep talent in the building. But the biggest thing they did is they gave Josh Allen the most guaranteed money in NFL history. That happened. I was sitting on my couch on
Jeez
Sunday night,
Louise.
and all of a sudden the phone goes off and then you snap into work mode. $250 million guaranteed.
What would you do if you found out tomorrow that you signed what's the first thing you would do
So
with $250 million
Probably
contract?
pass out.
yeah, $250 million is
Put me in a padded room and let me fall.
that's funny. That's funny.
What's the first thing you do?
A really, really nice dinner. Yeah.
Like what? Caviar?
Ceviche. I don't know. I asked Greg Rousseau. So he signed a contract on Saturday, and I was talking to him after he signed his contract. So his contract was a very modest $80 million, $54 million guaranteed. So you know, he's really
Just
struggling with the
crazy.
money that he made. So I asked him, I was like, you get $54 million guaranteed. Like, what is the first thing you do? And he was like, we are going to a very, very nice dinner. And I think he lives in Miami in the off season. So I'm sure that dinner, he was probably hopping on a private plane. I don't think he was going Delta down to Miami or Southwest, which we'll talk about. So, you know, that's probably the first thing. I don't know. I think I'd call an attorney.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be the first. I'm so boring. I would just like
No.
do the fiscally responsible thing.
Okay.
What would you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't
Well,
tell you,
yeah.
but there would be signs. Like I might pull up in a G-Wagon.
Why would you pull up? Why would you pull up in the first place?
That's true.
$250 million?
That is true.
You showing up?
But
to
I
do
absolutely
Studio
would
7
show
here
up
with
in a
Autumn and I?
G-Wagon. I would show up in a G-Wagon or something.
Yeah, no. I always say if I won the lottery, I would still work, but I would work on my terms. I think I'd get bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I would really do
I would,
is,
yeah, I would make my own work.
yeah. What I would do if I had like a ridiculous amount of money,
Mhm.
I would buy the Buffalo Sabres. And it's not even a question. That would be what I would do if I was a billionaire. I
Ooh.
would buy the Buffalo Sabres. That would be my little project. I would be just solely dedicated on trying to fix that thing, and staying in Buffalo.
That's a
and
good one.
being a billionaire doesn't sound bad.
Not at all.
I'd try.
That's a good
I'd like to
one.
give it a shot.
These Buffalo billionaires just sticking around.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of money. Matt has the inside info on some things. You find out things about the team, and you hear them, and you can't say them, and you know what's going on, and you got to prepare. And
So I wonder,
some things, not everything, obviously.
how do people perform after they get that huge contract and they know like that money's just there?
You
A lot
got
of
to be very,
pressure.
you got to be very self-motivated. You got to be, for a player like Josh Allen, I think everything that he is working towards is trying to win a Super Bowl for not just himself, but for an entire fan base, an entire community. What's crazy is he got $330 million and he kind of took a hometown discount. And as ridiculous as that sounds, his market value was substantially higher than the contract that he signed. So he's getting $55 million a year. He easily could have gotten $65 million. So over 6 years, that's $60 million less than probably what his market value truly was. Nobody is saying,
What
"Oh,
do you
boo
do
hoo."
with all that money?
That's what I mean. I think right now, if you gave Josh Allen a contract and was like, "I guarantee you will win a Super Bowl, but it'll cost you $100 million," I almost guarantee he would sign it for $100 million.
I mean,
I'm
we're
asking
talking about
him.
$100 million.
And I think he'd rather have a Super Bowl.
that's a lot of money.
I think he'd rather have a Super Bowl. We're gonna go to break.
I mean, but you say it like he's. I mean, I get what you're saying because his value, but
That's what I mean. Like, what's
but
the
on
difference
100
between
million.
$330 million and $230 million?
Well, then you win a Super Bowl, and then how many, like, sponsorship? How much money does he make off of all that?
Oh, a lot of money.
Forever. It's money I just can't fathom.
Uh-huh.
So
me neither.
good for them.
I wouldn't say anything, but again, you'd see the signs.
You wouldn't say anything?
Nope.
In some states, you have to, right?
I mean, but I'm not going to announce it to everybody.
Yeah, I think
you won
in
the
I think
lottery,
in New
it's
York
different
State
than-
you have to. Your name is.
You have to be like public or
published.
something.
Yeah.
Which is
That's horrible.
kind of
Yeah.
a joke. I think
It
I'd go
should
into
never
hiding.
hit.
Yeah, I would go underground.
I would go into hiding. Honestly, the first thing you would do is you'd find an attorney who would know how to do all this stuff and make sure that you were ready to roll.
That drive or wherever it is that you need to go with that ticket. I'd be like,
It's like driving home from the
like everybody's out to get me.
It's like driving home from the hospital with the baby in the car.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do I
Don't
do?
hit any bumps.
White knuckle
Take the ticket down.
White knuckle in that car.
Yeah.
I remember our daughter coincidentally, she turns 2 on Friday. So the drive
Oh, that's
home
a
from the
big
hospital,
day.
yeah. So the drive home from the hospital would have been the 16th. So she was born March 14th, and it was not a snowy day.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
goodness.
because it was Pie Day.
Yeah, so it was pie, she's a Pie Day
Yeah.
baby. So it was not quite, it wasn't snowy, it was cold. But I remember, the worst merge in Western New York? You know what I'm talking about? The one coming off of the 198, the Skijaquida to the 190.
That is, yeah.
You
that's
know
bad.
that one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
yeah.
thing stinks. I
Yeah,
remember having to
yeah.
make that with the baby in the car, driving home. I was like, oh, this is awful. My wife sitting in the back. Are we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay?
Oh my god.
Maybe.
Let's talk about the Southwest thing in the next commercial.
After the commercial.
Yeah.
I'm
Got
sure
it.
people will have opinions on this.
I do.
Yeah, because
It's a joke.
it's the one thing that made people stick with it.
I was going to
think.
say it was probably
Mhm,
one of the biggest
mhm,
selling points
mhm.
for Southwest.
Because they aren't the cheapest.
No, they're not.
You know.
No, they're not.
Do you have an airline of choice, like one that you really
I
like?
end up flying American the most, but I think
Mhm.
Delta's the
I,
best.
I was gonna say I like Delta.
I like Delta and Southwest. I booked a round trip flight today for West Palm Beach. $175.
Oh, that's with who?
That's a great American.
That's,
And
that's
the
I
good.
did that with Southwest for Orlando, and it was, It was cheap for 3 tickets. It came out to like $440.
What?
Round trip?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. All right.
Yeah, it was 74 there and like 80 something back.
Welcome back.
Somebody said the Southwest thing. Yeah, bring that up.
Okay, so
We're going to do that.
Southwest, they're checked bagged fees.
I'm mad.
Well, some customers will still
Ridiculous.
qualify for the free checked bag,
Yeah.
but some customers are A-list members and other select customers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, who's the
business.
select? Because a lot of
Business.
people are not A-list.
People who buy the fancy ticket or
Yeah.
people
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
have a substantial amount of loyalty to Southwest
Yep.
Airlines. But it was
Other than that, the rest of us are paying for our bags.
it was
I
well,
have their credit card. I should get a bag.
Oh, I actually think if you have your credit card, I think you might get something. So it does say that Rapid Reward A-list members will still get their stuff, and then I think regular Rapid Reward members get one bag. Somebody fact check me on this because I don't know that one for sure, but that's free. Like to have a Rapid Rewards membership is free. So I don't know exactly what it is, but this to me was often a tiebreaker. If the flights
Yes,
were
it
closed,
was.
it depends where you're going. Southwest, if you're flying from Buffalo to Orlando, convenient, straight shot, totally makes sense, whatever. But for places where if it was still a stop or if it was close in price, I always went Southwest because of the bags.
got the
I mean, if
bag.
you're going to, like for me, if I'm going to Disney World,
Mm-hmm,
okay, we do that every once in a while. And with the baby, I'm bringing a stroller, I'm bringing her clothes in a suitcase, I'm bringing my wife's clothes
Yep,
in a suitcase.
yep. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It
Yep.
adds up. So not having to pay for bags was a huge win. Now, if you fly another airline, talking about $40 a bag to check all that stuff, that adds
Yeah,
up.
and it's there and back. So you're about
That's
an
what I mean.
extra
$80.
$100.
That's what I mean. So it's
in
probably an extra
one
$100
trip.
per person each,
Yeah, one
like
trip.
one trip.
Yep.
So that adds up. I mean, when we travel for work, you're bringing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the tripod, the thing the camera
Yeah.
goes on, like that's not something I can just carry onto a plane.
Hmm.
So Southwest was nice to be able to have that.
So Connie says what I normally try to do:
Uh-huh.
bring my bag as a check-in.
Not
like
checking a bag is the pro move. If you
Yeah,
can pull it
yeah.
off,
Yeah.
it is absolutely the
Yeah.
pro move
So
because
we
then
try to,
because then it's not getting lost. It's at your
Yep.
it's with you.
Yep.
So it's with you the whole time, and then you don't have to wait at the baggage claim afterwards, which is fantastic.
Sometimes though,
They
the
make you
plane
gate
is
check.
full.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not just gate checking where you'll get it back at the bottom.
Yeah,
They
you
say
have
you
to-
have to go to the carousel at the bottom. You're like, I did this because I didn't want to wait there.
Well, that's why I always, if I'm doing something where I don't need to bring like a suitcase, I always bring like a duffel bag. Like that is
Yep.
because they never make you gate check the duffel bag.
Yeah.
You only have to
usually
gate
you
check
can
it if
kick
it's
it
got
underneath your
yeah, or,
seat.
or anything.
And that's what I do.
I have one of those
what I do.
bags that my sport coats will go in the actual bag itself, like
Mm-hmm.
and then it
Right.
like folds around the clothing. So that's kind of nice if you're traveling. But I mean, man, you want to talk about feeling like luxurious walking into the airport without having to check a bag, just a backpack or something. That's the best because then the Buffalo airport anyway you can get to
It's
super.
the
Yeah, yeah.
liquids. It's the liquids that will get me.
it
It's
keeps-
with Natalia. Well, we went to Aruba,
Uh-huh.
and the year prior we were in the Bahamas, and we paid $30 for a thing of sunscreen. I was like, well, I'm just going to bring my own sunscreen because it's going to cost as much putting it
Yeah.
in a bag than it is going to be to buy a couple things of sunscreen down there because it's so expensive.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
I've never
yeah.
thought about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was cheaper to pay for the bag being checked,
Than
so
it
I
was
could
to-
bring
crazy.
than it
my
was to bring the sunscreen.
my
That's
8-ounce
crazy.
sunscreen.
The other thing Southwest is
crazy.
changing, they announced this a while ago, is it's no longer going to be like the free for all on seats where you get to pick your seats.
Right.
Some people love that, some people hate that. I always liked it. I
You
thought
like being able to walk on it?
yes.
No.
Yes,
You
I
got to
like
know where
that.
you're sitting before you get on the plane.
I don't want to.
But here's the thing:
don't
everybody
care.
makes you pay to.
That's
to
what I mean.
Put those, seats together.
But when you have little ones, you don't have a choice because you have to get your seats together.
Well, if you have little ones, the play is I can say it now because Southwest is changing this. The play is to go to a row, have you and whoever you're traveling with on the aisle in the window, and the kid in the middle, because nobody's making you move. If your child is under 2, they travel for free. Nobody is sitting between two parents with a 2-year-old. Nobody's doing that because you don't want to deal with it. So then,
so you found
unless,
a workaround.
unless
Yeah,
the
then you
flight
get-
is full,
unless
then
the flight
you
is
got-
full,
then you gotta.
unless the flight is full. But then if that's going to be the case, you're putting one person on the aisle and one person in the middle, or one person in the window. And one, you know what
I mean,
So,
they'll
like,
always try to accommodate a family and keep them together.
Yeah.
But there is a chance that if you're not paying to sit together, that
Yeah.
you might not all be
and
together.
then my
And
wife
some
can,
people
my
might
wife can sit
care
with the
And
baby,
people
and
are
not
I'll,
move.
I'll sit in the middle seat in
Yeah.
the back. I don't care. My wife can sit with the baby.
Listen,
Have fun.
people are not obligated to move and let you sit together either.
Oh no, there are people who are like, no, I paid for my seat.
Yeah.
Well, not on
Like, I don't-
Southwest, you didn't.
Yeah,
That's
well, right,
not on
but
Southwest, you didn't.
on many others,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. I'm not asking to sit in first class. I'm just asking
Yeah.
to be on an aisle.
I mean,
So,
I'll ask that just to try.
yeah. Have you ever sat in first class?
No,
Never.
no.
Have you?
I have.
Yeah.
I was upgraded for some odd reason at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah,
You?
we had a free upgrade for a trip this year, so I tried to have Dom do it because Dom never had a chance to do it, and then the flight was like full, and we couldn't get
Oh,
the we couldn't
man.
get the free upgrade. I'm like, Dom, I'm
Darn.
sorry, I'm sorry. They use like real cups and everything up there, though.
Real
It's like
cups.
you talk about
they
like,
got real
you get
cups.
like a cup of coffee, and it's like they hand you like a mug of coffee,
Nice.
And then
That's so
nice.
fancy.
maybe caviar
Right, right.
Yeah.
or ceviche.
Here you go with that. Here you go with that caviar again.
Get that raw fish on the plane.
No,
nothing,
I,
nothing will smell
oh,
better
no.
on a plane than raw fish.
Oh my God, Matt! I've never heard of anybody selling.
Do you have a
Safari.
favorite airline?
I don't. Whichever's the cheapest.
What about you?
I fly Southwest quite a bit, but I think Delta's given me the least amount of problems.
Does this change anything for you?
It will probably.
Uh-huh.
It will depend on just the prices. Like if Delta's cheaper when I have to buy the bag and Southwest makes me buy the bag, then I'll probably go Delta.
I guess it also just depends on where you're going.
Where you're going, if you need to have a connection or not.
Anytime you can avoid a connection, it feels
Yeah.
like. And since COVID, those are so few and far between. Direct flights from Buffalo just do not happen nearly as much.
No.
Well, I'm going to send a
We gotta
strongly
go.
worded letter to Southwest. I'm sure that'll change. Sure that'll change their mind.
Have a good day, everybody.
I know.